We help startups. So all the partners have either been co-founders of companies, typically in technology, everything from semiconductors to healthcare, economics to medical device. And in one case, I have a client that's in the music production business. Well, as an entrepreneur and somebody who's founded companies and taken some considerable personal risk, I remember guaranteeing the bank loan of my first company, which was pretty scary. It worked out well, so that was a good bet. But it's, being an entrepreneur is scary, and it requires a certain confidence and ability to build fabulous teams around your idea or somebody else's idea. And it's in the music company I worked with. It was sort of a classic. They were sort of like a band. They produced commercial music, but their sort of whole way of acting and their way of interacting was similar to members in a band. There was a band leader, and there were there was differences of opinion and all the things you have. And my role there was really as a business advisor, both in terms of the nuts and bolts of everything down to setting up a good accounting system and reporting system, so they knew the money they were spending, and so they wouldn't run out. All the way to sort of couch time. If members of the band, the guys weren't getting along, then I would spend time coaching them on how to treat each other and how to compliment each other from time to time, and do all those things that good team members do. And that was probably the most gratifying part of that gig. I think if you've got something innovative, and in the case of music, it's your art. You can have a great idea and still fail miserably because you're unable to build a team, unable to develop the sufficient resources to be overly confident about how quickly your company is going to reach cash flow break even. You have all the same problems. And the creative people are, they can be difficult. If you've got the head of a company, whether it's a biotech company or a semiconductor company, who's really, really smart. They've gotten a lot of positive reinforcement over the years. They were probably a fabulous student, and they, probably were at the head of their class, and that breeds a certain deserved ego to an extent. But there is a dysfunctional aspect to some of those personalities which needs to be managed. I think building a really good core team of people you trust and respect, and being willing to change the mix. I've known people who've started with a team of 3 people, and something in the beginning didn't feel right, and they stuck with that person, and it usually doesn't work out. It can be extremely damaging. So people should be willing to really think long and hard about the core team. The second thing is supporting each other in tough times. I mean, it's really hard. If you're scared and your business is not going well, it's easy to have bad behaviors, right? I mean, it is, and you need to really guard against that and have enough faith in the business and your partners to work through issues that happen in tough times. So, getting through the tough times as well as the good times is critically important. And then third, getting good advisors who will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and being willing to not always take that advice, because if you're strong-willed and you believe in what you're doing, sometimes you don't take that advice, but to really listen to it and take it very, very seriously, and change your path a bit if you need to. Most of the companies I deal with are global, and it's really important to get into good global habits, because people are different in different places, and people value different things, and people react to different behaviors differently. I mean, and you really need to think. And Americans do tend to be a little solipsistic. I mean, they need to sort of take their brains off and think about things differently. I deal with a lot of Israeli companies and companies in the Far East, and you need to be sensitive to that people do things differently in different places. It's so important, and building a really tolerant and culture inside your company, and a culture that's really intolerant of bad behaviors and of sexism and racism. I mean, it's everywhere, right? And building a culture right from the ground up that's ethical and that treats people respectfully is extremely important.